Okay, Chris, a few more questions about yourself to help us get to know you a little bit better. You obviously have a family with 2 kids, 3 kids right now?
2 kids.
2 kids, okay. So obviously you're looking for places that the whole family can enjoy. What are some places in Minnesota that you've been able to bring the whole family to that you'd recommend to other families?
We fish constantly. I mean, when my days off are here, we have got the 5-gallon bucket loaded into the back end of the Suburban and the fishing poles and the night crawlers, and so we've been kind of rolling around some of the West Metro lakes and finding the best fishing spots. I mean, we're obviously not catching anything too major when we're fishing from shore. Medicine Lake in Plymouth is good. It's got a nice beach right there and nice area to fish right next to it, and a bait shop right there. So I found that was a pretty good one. We've been going to Three Rivers, one of the parks out on Lake Minnetonka that has part of Three Rivers Park. There's a nice fishing pier there. There's a really neat swimming hole where the water's kind of filtered through so it doesn't get as lakey. And a huge playground area out there, so we've been spending a lot of time there too. So those are our big spots.
Okay.
We're there pretty much every one of my days off.
Okay. Are there any particular kind of fish? Are you like a big walleye fan or sunfish?
Well, since I grew up in South Dakota, it's all walleye, and that's all. Growing up with my grandfather, we would go walleye fishing, but we were on a boat and we were using a bottom bouncer and a spinner, and so I can't really do that off the shore.
Right.
So maybe I can use this to make a pitch to my wife that we can finally get a boat. So we're just catching sunnies and, you know, a couple of bluegill here and there. So the kids are young; they're 7 and 5. And
yeah.
They love it. They don't care. I would like to be catching walleye. I have a friend from Baudette, and his dad's got a boat, and he's like, we got to try to get up there yet this fall. So I'm trying to work that out so we can catch some real walleye. But
now, with your experience of fishing, have you ever done ice fishing?
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's weird because it wasn't as much of a thing in South Dakota as it is in Minnesota.
Okay.
Because we had, you know, we don't have as many lakes, at least kind of in the part of the state where I grew up. We have the Missouri River. And the one time I remember ice fishing when I was a little kid, we went out there and they had to use a chainsaw, and it took them, the ice was like 4 foot down before they could even get to the water. And so I don't, maybe the conditions aren't quite as ideal for it in South Dakota. So the short answer is no. I haven't done a lot of ice fishing, but I'm going to definitely look forward to experiencing that too.
Okay. Another thing I understand that you enjoy is trying out different restaurants. What are some, let's say, family-friendly restaurants that you've tried and enjoyed the food as well?
Well, we have not, unfortunately, had as much chance to get out and about and go dining here as I would like, because we've been so busy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, my kids call Famous Dave's Hot Fried Pig because of the logo on this. So they're big fans of the Hot Fried Pig.
Okay.
Any kind of pizza place, we're pretty solid on that too. They're pretty good on that. We went to Hell's Kitchen.
Okay.
Down on Nicollet Mall a couple weekends ago, and I thought that was really good. And I don't think there's a lot of people with kids in there, but they did have a kids menu.
Okay.
And I even took my grandma there. We had the whole family there. All the hipsters were around, and then us. We were sitting there with our family. It was pretty funny.
Oh,
it was really good though.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Now, do you think you're more of a suburbanite, or would you prefer to spend more time in the cities?
I think that's a pre-K, post-K question, K being kids, because I think pre-kids, my wife and I enjoyed sort of living in, you know, more of the urban center and being around in a downtown area a lot more. But you know, since we've had children, I just don't feel like that's all that practical.
Mm-hmm.
So we've found ourselves living more out in the burbs, where we got a bit more of a yard and a street where the kids can ride bike and not have to worry about getting mowed over. So
right. Let's see. So we've hit restaurants and food. Any particular books or movies that you've enjoyed checking out lately?
What did I read recently? Was
that a vampire book?
No, it wasn't a vampire book. Sam Shepard, who has a place up here.
Oh, okay.
Actor, novelist. Gosh, I read a really good. He
got a great voice too.
Yes, he's got a couple of books that are kind of short story books.
Okay.
And a lot of them are set in the Dakotas and Minnesota. I can't think of what the name of it is, but I read his. They're actually pretty old. I mean, they're within the last maybe 10 years, so they're not new, but they were really great. And I had my dad reading one of them too before he passed away, and I found it in his room on his bedroom floor. So I know he was reading it, so I was pretty excited about that. So I'd say, and then Carl Hyacin, I really enjoy reading him. He's a columnist from the newspaper down in Miami, and he also writes these crazy stories about Florida. And if you ever lived in Florida, you know there's a lot of truth to these stories. Like, it is nonfiction, or it's fiction, but it could be nonfiction. So Carl Hyacin is another good author that I enjoy reading. Movies, whatever the kids are watching.
Yeah.
My wife and I don't think we've seen a grown-up movie for 7 years.
Since before the kids, okay.
Ask me about any Disney animated movie, I can tell you the ins and outs of that.
Probably have several toys to match the movies too,
yes,
I imagine.
Of course.
So Chris, when we're watching you on the news, what time should we be looking for you primarily? I know summertime you're filling in quite a bit, but what's your key times you will be on?
So I do the weekend news with Joy Lim Nakrin. We are on at 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday and Sunday, and then we're on in the evenings. Saturday we're on at 5 o'clock, and then at 6 o'clock. And then on Sundays we're on in the mornings again, and then we're on at 5:30, 9 o'clock on Channel 45, and then 10 o'clock on Channel 5. Same thing on Saturday. So lots of newscasts on Saturday and Sunday. Lots of them. And we do all of them. And then Mondays and Tuesdays, I do the 4:30, I do the 9 o'clock, and a lot of nights I'll do the 11. And then I also will do some reporting for any of the other newscasts. So.
Okay. Well, great. Nice to meet you, Chris, and we'll look forward to following you on KSTP Channel 5.
Awesome. Thank you.